city council representative here.
That's not even legal.
That's not. Is that why the trash is like that? Like there's.
Is that why this place sucks?
Why does it smell?
Is that why there's like a man selling fruit down the street? Just literally a man.
There's several unmarked ice cream vans that troll.
For sure.
It's blacked out and there's no windows.
I love that.
And
I don't know how ice cream even gets sold.
I've never seen something like that.
Oh my
An
God.
unmarked
Welcome
ice
to East
cream,
Los Angeles, baby.
the ice cream truck trolling down the street.
What song is that?
Something real creepy.
That's not the song.
I know. I forgot.
That's not
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck.
That's bad.
I know. That's I guess that's what's playing in my own head.
Keep that in there.
Keep that on the inside.
You guys.
All right, Fumi, how do we introduce you? A stand-up comedian,
Yes.
TV
Extraordinaire.
writer, extraordinaire.
Yes,
Just recently crushed on Fallon. Tonight Show.
That was me.
Now, Tonight Show is like,
Tonight Show, yeah.
Historically for comedians, it's like the holy grail.
Yeah, I think so.
Did you feel that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think the whole like Johnny Carson history is there.
A medal. Did you feel like your flowers in that moment?
Yeah.
Yes, but we live in a society where everything.
You have to go. You can't even
Everything's
enjoy
about
it.
the views.
Fumi, you can't even fucking enjoy it.
It's actually so
How many views
sad.
did it get? Wait, were you talking about YouTube views or what?
Everything
like Nielsen
views, bro. I mean, it sucks. If I got this in like 2015, like obviously I'm still happy. I'm so glad. I did it. But
it
like,
doesn't sound like it.
views wise, but like views wise, I just know that I know from doing a different one that I know Colbert gets a higher average, right?
Yeah.
Average on Colbert is about 80. I got like 250.
Wait, 80 million?
80K.
Yeah.
80K views on YouTube is average.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yes.
That's the
right?
metric?
That's it's about from what I saw it's about 80. So I did like 250. I was like, okay, great. I did above average.
Yeah.
80 would have been cool, but 250 is great.
Yeah.
Fallon average is like 30. I'm at like 40 right now. The highest one I've seen in a while was Leslie Lau, who's like everybody's googling her right now. Everybody's googling her right now. So she's at 60, and I'm like, if that's you know what I'm saying? If that's
the new bar.
Right, but then it makes me like, oh, should I have done this on something else? You know what I mean? Like, so I can't even. I hate
You're over analyzing it now.
Which is kind of like, was this? I mean, obviously
the views. This has ruined comedy.
It's ruined it.
The views. It sucks.
Why can't I just enjoy that I did this?
We can't. That's a huge thing you did.
It really is.
You're spreadsheeting.
Excuse me.
You're spreadsheeting.
Yeah.
You're spreadsheeting.
You're building a macro.
Yeah, like I mean, like bitch, you cannot pivot table this. Like you cannot.
I love pivot table, bro.
I know.
Counting season's coming up. What's good?
I love a good pivot.
Hit me up, dude.
I mean, like you cannot do that with this.
You really shouldn't. You shouldn't.
No, at least with this specifically, because also the terrestrial television eyes are not counted in that metric.
Yeah.
One,
Yeah.
two, all of them are over 60
Yeah.
and never going to go see you at a comedy club anyway. But like you can't, because also something like with this, it's kind of like an honor, right?
Absolutely.
You can just take it as that.
Yes, it's kind of like
You're looking to girlfriend up a one night stand.
ooh, interesting.
You're asking more from this situation than
Absolutely. I think
You
it's kind
knew
of
going
like
into it.
receiving like a black belt. You know, it's like nobody cares, but it's cool.
What are you talking about? The whole dojo is excited
the whole
for you.
The whole dojo is excited. But
All the brown belts are like, fuck that guy, dude. Fuck him.
I know.
Everyone excited
but
for you.
We live in this world where it's like, well, how many followers does this dojo got? You know what I'm saying? Like, this dojo going viral? Why can't we focus on the art? The moves. Why can't we focus on the moves?
Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you do have that black belt. You got your moves. You have your form.
Yeah.
Out in the streets, you
Yeah.
can defend yourself.
People know I can fight.
Yes.
But
let me tell you,
you
it
do have to
doesn't
wear the
even matter.
black belt over everything.
Yeah. I'll tell you why we have to do that is because there's too many of us.
yes.
And there's too little stage.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like we have to be competitive in this way now, which is like it feels ugly, but like it's I guess like the same thing with like actors getting new headshots or whatever. Like it's their way to be like top of the pile or whatever the fuck. Like that's like I feel like comedians never had to do that because there wasn't that many of us doing comedy.
Yes.
But
yes.
now everyone's doing comedy.
Everybody's doing it. And
Even not comedians are doing comedy.
I mean, the craziest part is like you see brand new comedians literally posting videos of themselves bombing.
Yes.
With the mic, which like I would do you whatever.
Yeah.
But like when I first started, I would never release that into the internet.
But what do you think?
Absolutely.
Are they not seeing the bomb, or are they just going,
I
any
think-
view is good?
I think that's the new attitude.
That's
Absolutely.
so cringe.
Dude, you know,
because
that is so
I've
cringy.
seen a video where they are bombing, but it has like a lot of views because the topic is interesting enough for discussion in the comment section, right? So
That's
can't,
what this has become.
I've seen a comic post bombing. She knows she's bombing. You can tell in the clip that she's aware. You know, when you're
You could
young,
see her in the eyes, like,
you
I'm
know,
giving up.
when you're young and you're like too afraid to acknowledge the bomb, but you're still
Yeah.
bombing, and you can see it in her body. And the comment section is like, "Oh, this bitch is bombing. She's bombing so bad. LOL, look how bad she's bombing." Millions of comments, no likes, millions of views.
Yeah.
That is a bad. That's
Yeah.
bad.
It's like taking notoriety and riding on notoriety.
I mean, there's a balance. Like, if you keep going viral for the wrong reasons, no one's going to actually come out to see you do your thing, right? Because they're following you because it's funny to watch you
bomb.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
bad.
But
So
you don't think
that's
people
not
want to
good.
come out and pay to see her bomb?
They might, you know.
What
honestly,
is happening?
more
That's
people
crazy.
might, Peter, more people might want to pay to see someone bomb than to see us do good
Well.
jokes. That's
Yes,
what I'm saying.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna,
What is comedy?
we're
We've
through
gone-
the looking glass.
Like,
Like,
I was about to say
What
that. Yes,
is
we're,
it?
we're,
What
we're
even-
through the looking glass.
What are we even doing?
well, you know what? I mean, I don't want to get like by proxy canceled, but we'll talk about Matt Rife real quick because we are
Sure.
comedians.
Sure, yeah.
We are comedians.
Yeah.
Whatever the your opinion is about him, it doesn't really matter to me. I think what really pisses me off is that he got to get away with it because of his popularity. He got to get away with selling a huge special and this meteoric rise just to be dropped through scandal. Or not dropped, but
what was
like
the scandal? What
he did some domestic abuse joke.
Oh, okay.
And
I see.
apparently he did it to like allegedly to garner favor from male
Yes.
stand-ups.
Oh, I see. Oh,
because
that's
the whole
sad.
thing was like, oh, you're not a comic. You only sell tickets because girls love you, or like
They want your body.
They want your body, and he was like,
He
"Oh,
wanted
you think so?"
He wanted respect from.
From the boys, and he dropped that
see.
joke early on the thing, and it was. Now this is all like alleged, whatever, but the fact that he got paid whatever millions of dollars for that just proves that like we're not in the same weight class anymore. Like the sport has changed.
Yes, the sport has changed.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
everyone's corking and we're still like, oh, let's use regular bats or whatever. Is that a good
Yeah,
analogy?
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we've done so many of these today. I don't even remember when I said this or who I said it to, but it was like it's when we were all at the starting line of a race, and you look next to you and someone's in a car.
Yeah.
Like we are not. This is not an equal playing field. Also,
Right.
are we running? Like,
And yeah,
are we supposed
I
to?
feel like sport.
No,
Is this
you're
a
right.
sport?
It's kind of like track and field where we're like stand-up comedy used to be like a 100-meter dash.
Yes.
But then like I've been doing it 10 years and now I look around and we're like pole vaulting.
Yes.
You know, that's just
That's
kinda
what
like,
I mean.
And I was
It's
like,
like-
oh wait, I don't know how to do because I was a runner.
But
And
then
they're like,
also,
well, now-
but
you also
the
have
medal
to be-
is still in track and field. The
Yeah,
medal
yeah,
is still
yeah,
in track
yeah,
and field,
yeah.
and you are expected to pole vault. You need to deadlift some stuff,
Yeah.
and also can you do a cartwheel or two?
Yeah.
And if you better, bitch, that better be good.
And you better be a videographer too,
Yeah.
and to catch all that.
yeah.
Film
To clip
yourself.
it, you know, like-
you better GoPro your car.
It's so everybody. I mean, not even just comedians. Everybody just wants to be a content person now.
Yes.
It's fucking disgusting. But yeah. I mean,
But
like,
we weren't content people. We were live entertainers.
yeah, we were just like regular performing live artists.
and then we were pushed into content people.
None of us wanted to download Adobe
we still
Premiere.
don't want to.
yeah.
I don't want to pay that subscription
I
fee.
know.
Oh, it's crazy. But then you by your balls with this.
I just feel like I went through film school or something. I know so much about
Yeah.
all that shit.
The hours of YouTube I had to watch to fucking cut
Yeah.
together a 30-second thing. Like, it's now part of our job description, and it grows,
Yes.
right?
But you know what?
More
The
and
other
more.
day I had this real moment where, as comedians, we bitch about these things. We're like, oh, everybody's a comedian. These fucking new people posting whatever, and they're going viral. At a moment because I had like a phone call with somebody who just has been following me on Instagram, likes my comedy. She's like a literally Asian. She's like, I feel like there's a book in you. Have you thought about writing a book?
Yeah.
And we're having this conversation. In the middle of it, and I'm like, oh my god, because I was never an English major.
Okay.
fucking 5.30 on my SAT writing. I'm not a writer. Okay.
You have
Okay.
5.30?
I was awful. But now I'm like a professional TV writer, so I don't give a shit. But you know what I'm saying?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
But,
and
like,
that's why you would say that score.
Yeah.
Okay.
no, I'm happy to say that score because my whole message is like, don't let school fucking tell you what you can because I don't give
Be
a
dumb.
You know what I mean?
This,
Like,
this is the platform for that.
yeah, literally whatever you
We're
want.
anti-education.
Truly, like, it means nothing, you know?
Yes, yes.
But I guess the point I was making is like, oh my gosh, as I'm having this conversation, like, oh, if I had a pitch right now that she liked, I could get this deal, right? And then I'm thinking, how many actual writers are out there right now who like went to college for English
or in Iowa right now at the Writers
like
Workshop.
so in debt.
who have like 4 novel ideas that are
Yes.
amazing, but they can't even get an agent on the phone, right? And that's the way.
And you're pitching her like a collection of comedy
You're like
essays.
looking around, you're
like
like your
a
partner, be like,
memoir.
oh, what if
Yeah, what?
Pulp Fiction?
yeah.
Your poster on your wall.
Oh my god! I was like, yeah, maybe it'll be like a self-love book, like a making, like a finance self. I'm like making shit up.
Like those like podcasts I listened to yesterday seemed to like
yeah,
that.
like, but I'm just like, oh, like how many people can't even get to this level I'm at
Yeah.
right now? Because I'm not a traditional book writer, right?
Right.
But I'm having this conversation,
Right.
And
Things open up for you.
So everything
Yeah.
is just you just follow the money. You just kind of like, and she even said, the literary agent was like, well, you know, the advance really depends on how many we think you can sell. So obviously, someone like there's this Instagram person she uses as an example, Vivian, your rich BFF, who is a finance Instagram person who
I
gives
love
a lot
her
of finance
TikToks.
tips.
Me too. I read
Right,
this.
so
yeah.
she has millions of followers.
Yeah.
So she's like, obviously, her advance is gonna be much higher because we know we can.
It's so
sell
funny
the-
that all of us have the same TikTok
algorithm.
person.
Yeah.
East Asian comedy, financially solvent.
But yeah, I mean, you know, it's just like it's the same shit, right? So
Yeah.
I can't hate too much on the people who are doing with comedy because what if I did get that book deal? And it's like, how many writers out there are gonna hate on me for publishing a book?
No, of course, yeah.
You know?
It's no one's
Yes.
fault that they're successful. It's just like it's the right time, right place, and you're able to make someone else money. That's kind of what it is.
I mean,
right?
the way that the wheels of capitalism have worked, it turns out they continue to grind, and they continue to grind in the exact way they always have.
I think we just thought, at least I thought like comedy is the last bastion where it's still the art form that is pure.
Yes,
but like
yes.
It still is kinda.
kind of
It still
It's
is
gentrifying, though. It's 'cause-
heavily and
Because
fast.
I mean, like, I think there's a widening gap between comics with a lot and comics with very little. There's like because there
Sure.
used to be a much hardier middle class
Yes.
Yeah.
of like road comic, this kind of comic, the
Yeah.
person who could go out on the road occasionally, and I think that sort of work is
Right.
being spread across a little more thinly.
Well, a lot of one-nighters are being given away now. Like the nights that are hard to sell traditionally are being given to like TikTokers for like one night or whatever.
Sure,
right? Like,
yeah.
So
People can
that
sell tickets,
as
yeah.
long as
Yeah.
that doesn't like overtake the weekends and stuff, and like
Yeah, I mean, I
see.
don't know. I mean, I get it. They're just trying to make money, so
Yeah.
I mean, I know what. No one is saying anything about money. I love it. Don't talk shit about my friend.
it's just not flowing this way.
It's just like my friend just hates me. I'm in a toxic
So
relationship.
funny. But I will say, like, I just like opened for Shang Wang at the Irvine Improv.
Oh, I love it.
And he's a guy who, like, I think he'll even admit himself that he's not like super motivated to work on some of the business stuff. He was like, yeah, I just started posting clips like a couple months ago or
Yeah,
whatever.
I know.
And,
After
you know,
his special
but
came
the
out,
thing is, he sold out all 8 shows, right? And
where? Which?
at Irvine, it's 450 each.
Wow,
That's
yeah,
450 people each show. So
Damn.
that's 450 times 8. That's thousands of people
Yeah.
coming because they love this Netflix
Sure.
special. And his Netflix special is probably one of the funniest things I've seen
Absolutely.
that year. I think a lot of people would agree. And then his new hour, I'm like, this is so good. And I'm
Is
like,
it better?
But I'm like, oh wait, he's like a real comedian. So so once he gets a fan base, he's never gonna lose them because he's always going to deliver, right? I think there's a lot of
Sustain.
people.
He's making
I'm
sustain.
curious to see the data on how many people can sell out on that first tour, but then the second time they tour, people go, man, he was okay last time.
I've asked because I
Even big
I-
comedians like big, I won't name names, but my younger brother is a comedy fan, and he likes this one comedian out of New York, and saw him, huge fan of it. He's a great comedian, and then saw him again, and it was, I guess, like what from his point of view, more than half of it was the same stuff, and he was like, I don't think I could pay again.
Right. Yeah.
So like even
Yeah.
fans tire if you don't.
Of
give
course,
them,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think but that's been a thing for a long time. I think.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
You know, even 10 years back. If you keep doing the same stuff, they're not gonna come back unless you're Seinfeld or something.
Yeah, especially in that sort of a window.
Especially if you're a comedy fan, they're so excited to see.
But also like this churn and burn is crazy though. Like the amount that even my brother, who's like, oh, I went back 8 months later and it was still the same. I'm like, give him some time.
I know, yeah, 8 months. That's crazy.
Give him
crazy.
some time. Like, what do you? Why are you so rabid?
You can't even make a human in that time.
What? Why is that the analogy?
I
like,
love that.
yeah, that's easier.
Because you're giving birth to a baby.
No, I
do it. It's harder to make than a baby.
Well, have you ever written something?
I do jerk off a lot in between writing bits. A lot of porn.
That's what I convince myself fuels me to the ideas. Now that that's cleared, I can try. Yeah.
I'm just saying, think about all the babies you could have made if you hadn't jerked off.
Yeah. But like, to your point, Chang has the muscles to keep writing new stuff.
Yes.
And he won't really announce his shows until he's ready.
Yeah,
and
that's the way to do it.
In that way, it's like very respectful, and I think there's a long career waiting for him because now he has the fans. He's never going to lose them.
Yeah.
It's only going to grow. And if he saws Instagram, he already has like a ton of followers because it's fucking good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, to your point about like, oh, is it really about the funny? It's like, it is if you want it to be, It can be. It can be.
In terms of like sustaining a longer career. I think there's definitely a cash grab. There's like a certain kind of like.
I'm definitely looking at the short term right now. Just really seeing like, wow, the landscape's changed a lot within 3 years. Like, you know what I mean? Pandemic really switched things up.
Everything changed.
Everything changed. And then like it kind of like went like this and like came back and looks different now. And like
I wonder if it's going to be like real estate or like any bubble where it like kind of expands and then
it's already like that.
Yes, and it'll come back.
It's too saturated.
Dude, like 5 years ago, if someone's like, "Oh, I have 50,000 followers," you'd be like, "That's a lot." But now it's like,
yeah,
it's really not that.
No.
It's like if you don't have 10, it's like, what are you doing?
Sorry,
like,
I don't. Yeah. This is why we're doing this podcast.
No, you were saying, I was like, what number are you going to say? What number are you going to say?
Please don't say 10. Please say 9.
Please say 9. I was like, oh no!
In my own home.
Yeah. Mad
don't expect any water.
No, I love everybody.
You're the last Japanese person we have.
Peter, you also have
We had Dylan Adler right before, back-to-back Japanese.
This is a lot.
This is a lot.
And as he came in, I was like, you'll always be our first.
That's so funny.
He didn't shame me for my followers.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
No, because it requires...
It requires a certain amount of diligence.
Of grind in order to accrue followers in a way that has no connection to the funny. It is about being a good social media manager, about having the content of like crowd work and like... I mean, I can't do crowd work.
And consistency, too.
Yeah.
You gotta be
but that's the problem. It's like the chicken or the egg thing, right? All my friends who are like going viral and stuff for crowd work or whatever they post, they're either like past at the cellar or they're big enough that they're touring every weekend, getting 4 hours of comedy footage.
Yeah.
And therefore they have at least 3 or 4 things they can post. Because they just did 4 shows.
Yeah.
Whereas like, well, I'm not popular enough to tour every weekend.
Yes.
And I can't do those crowd work things in a 10-minute set. So where do I get that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you're posting a lot of crowd work, I feel.
I am, but I don't post that often, right? Like I'll post like maybe 3 or 4 a month or something, and those are just like from. I try to do like a show where I do an hour.
What do you think is like the ideal amount to post, or is there something?
Every day, man.
You're supposed to do it every day,
but I'm not going to.
I don't have enough.
I'm really big on You should only do what feels natural for you.
Okay,
right?
all right.
And I think that like obviously don't
or like outsource.
That's also or like don't not do it. But I'm just saying like again to your point, like if you post every day, then now you're like a social media manager and you should just go get a job at Meta because then you get paid more money that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like do what feels good for you. And like I feel at least for you,
Zero is me.
But you have other career things happening that's like really good, and you're an actor and you're writing, and like that's amazing. And so like don't let that shit consume you. I always like to just only post things that even if it bombs, I thought it was funny, so I'm at least happy with it. Like that's really important to me.
That's what I'm about to start posting.
I don't want to put out garbage.
I know. I'm worried about you starting to post because I'm like,
I'm really worried about it.
We're going bottom of the barrel right now.
I know. I am scraping the bottom of the barrel, but also that's most of my stuff. But like I'm about to start posting crowd work bits where I'm bombing because I have nothing else.
No.
Where it's like where are you from?
Okay, what's your advice? Is it better to do that or not post at all?
But okay, I'm gonna give you my real answer.
Give me the real answer.
And I'm telling you, I'm saying this as a non-successful comedian, so don't.
No.
do
What are you
this.
talking about? You just did Fallon.
But who
Almost
cares?
Almost
my
85 people
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
it.
No.
It's close to 40. I said.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
the Irvine. You
What about Irvine?
Shane
drove
Wang.
there recently.
Shane
You
Wang.
drove there? What?
You open for Sheng Wang?
Yeah, you're
I'm
doing.
literally like begging people to come to Irvine, dude. My friends are literally selling out in 10 minutes.
Wait, okay. Since I feel
Not a comparison, but
you
you
were a
did
numbers
well.
guy before. I think we had a similar track. We were both
Oh
in
yeah, I was
tech,
like an
right?
analyst. Yeah. I wasn't in tech, but I was doing like social science.
Social
Where?
science stuff.
Yeah. I was in advertising. I was in like brand strategy stuff. So
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
we did a
okay.
lot of like surveys and like how like after like an ad would run,
Yeah.
we'd
Sure.
interview people what they thought about it and stuff.
I'm
I
familiar.
did the other side. So you did like the research side. I did the data side.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I, let's talk numbers for a second, okay?
love that.
How many followers do you have on Instagram?
Like a little over 50.
50K.
Yeah.
So with 50K followers and the amount you're posting, right?
Yeah.
How confident do you feel about pulling audience
Yes.
in a secondary market?
Secondary market, not confident at all.
So
Not
are
at
you doing
all.
a club or are you doing an alternative venue?
I mean, like I just did fucking Comedy Connection in Rhode Island in
Okay.
Providence.
Yes.
Okay. How many seats?
I think I only sold like 30 tickets.
You sold 30?
Yeah, I mean there were like
Did
30,
they paper the
there were
room?
30 people that night at my show.
Okay.
The room
What's the
probably fits
room?
like 150.
But they didn't
Yeah.
paper or do anything for you?
I don't think they did paper it or anything.
Okay.
Okay.
But I would say out of the 30.
So 30 is not bad though. For
In Rhode Island?
No,
For
but like
Rhode-
no, I thought Boston people would come down, but I guess people over there don't really do that. It was also on a weekday, so
Weekday's
it's like
tough.
Weekday
Thursday?
7:30. Yeah, it's like you get off at work at 6, you're not gonna
Yeah,
make
yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
But like you're from New York, right? Or you came out of New York.
Yes. So like first tier cities, I'm confident I can bring 100, at least 100.
Yeah.
For a lot of majors, so like New York, San
Okay.
Francisco, LA, Chicago.
So that's
DC.
what's relating to about
Yes.
100 for 50K followers and at the amount you're posting, which is not crazy amount.
No, it's not that crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The second tier, I'm not there yet. I think.
Well,
have
you'll
to
get
be.
there. You'll get there.
Yeah, but it's just interesting because
10 more of those Fallon spots and you'll get there.
no, it's like so Irvine. There's a lot of Asian people there. First of
That
all,
too.
Can I
Yeah.
just say sometimes my agent's like, she like tries to book me in cities where there's like Asian people, and she's like, oh,
Is that
like,
offensive?
like Providence, like Brown University. I'm like, just because there's
Just as
Asian
brown people, because it's Brown University.
But I'm just like Irvine. There's a lot of Asian. I'm like, I understand that, but it's like you gotta understand, like not.
I have
They have
broad
to still
appeal.
know who I am. Like, I don't just like we don't like walk around being like Asian. What do you give me? Whatever you're buying, I'm telling I'm
we
gonna buy it.
want Fumi.
We're still like regular people, like with like opinions about
yes.
products and stuff. I mean, I see what she's saying in terms of like potential because I know that like my boy Jason Cheney and Leslie Lau, like they
Yeah.
both sold out immediately, 450
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So I know that the potential is there, but it's just funny. Also, I feel like my comedy's kind of like, I think I'm like smiling, but I am talking about like dirty stuff. So
Sure.
I don't think it's for every Asian person.
You think you're too edgy for the average
I don't even
Asian?
think it's Asian. I don't even think it's edgy. Like I think the majority of my
blue?
audiences are Asian, but I recently because of Instagram, I have been noticing it's been a mix. I get like a decent amount of like black people, Mexican.
Yeah.
people.
Are you getting
like,
black girls?
How black girls come?
Okay.
Black girls come more.
I
than
feel
black
like you
guys.
would do good with black girls.
Black
You
girls
have
love
like
me.
a cute kind of Asian guy look that like black girls I think are really into.
That's interesting. I
Yeah.
feel like the black girls that I like are not coming to my shows.
Oh, is that a you thing? Is that a you thing?
What do you mean that
Wow.
I need
Okay.
them?
Like you don't want to be belong to a club that you would be invited. Like any club that would have you as a member, you don't want to be a member of. Is that?
Wait, what I don't understand what you're
It's like
mean
a
by that.
Groucho Marx thing. It's like I would
I don't
never
know.
want to belong to a club that would have me as a member.
Oh,
Like, are the girls that are showing up for you not interesting
No,
to
no,
you
no, they're-
because they are interested in you?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Get back to us. No,
Think on that, and we'll be back.
I just think like not all of them, but like
Yeah.
the ones that do come out are like wearing anime T-shirts. Does that make sense? You know what I'm
Black Girl Nerds.
saying? Yeah, that's
Oh, wait,
fine. That's
okay.
fine.
Yeah.
I
That's
have
fine.
heard
There's nothing wrong with that. It's fine.
the
But I'm
streets
just
have
saying-
told that the Black
Yeah.
Girl Nerds do be fucking.
Oh, they do be fucking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why they like you, because you're like an edgy Japanese guy. Because a lot of anime fans only know Japanese people in like a very monolithic way, or like even
You mean in the anime? What do you mean?
or like, you know, like a traditional Japanese representation way,
Sure,
kind of
sure.
like quiet, not
Yeah.
sticking out,
Yes.
you know, very
Yeah,
conventional.
none of us
like-
are quiet. We've all been screaming. for the last 50 minutes.
Also,
So
when you
loud.
said monolithic, I thought you were gonna say monolid, and I was like, ooh.
Hey, dragging me again.
It's interesting. Yeah, I do think that like at least with other races, expectations of what they might want.
Yeah.
So maybe because you surprise or subvert that expectation, but among other Asians, you think that like the mainstream Asian.
Bobby has this, you know, Bobby Lee, he's on the show, he's on our live show tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
And he always talks about this, about like how there's like the conventional Asians and then they're the bad Asians.
Yes.
Do you feel like you're bad?
The thing is, I don't think I'm bad in the way Bobby Lee is bad. Like I don't do heroin. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have an alcohol problem or whatever.
You're obsessed with spreadsheets. I think we know what kind of
But
Asian.
I think it's my energy, and I'm not like, I talk about all kinds of different things, and I don't do a lot of like stereotypical like immigrant mom shit.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think, and I'm not looking down on that kind of material. I didn't have that experience. That wasn't my experience.
Yeah.
My parents moved here as engineers. Like I did,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like my dad didn't work at a fucking deli washing dishes like some of my Korean friends have.
Yeah.
When they first moved here, when their parents moved here.
So
you
you
were
feel
never
like
beat
you're
with a spoon.
I was beat, but like it's just not with a spoon. You know, it
Okay,
was
what?
softer.
What?
Just hands.
Okay.
Just hands.
Oh wow, nice to be
okay.
lotioned hands.
It's a luxury. You know what I'm saying? It's luxury.
Okay, you've been bragging since you arrived.
I didn't know Japanese beat as well. I thought y'all were like chill.
We are chill. I mean, like, I think the chill not chill thing is
Yeah.
really economical.
Okay.
And if you look at, you know, because of the history, like Japan.
I'm just comparing it to like Koreans I know.
Well, but that's because when your parents moved, it was like after the war, everything was destroyed. There was no fucking money.
Yeah.
But like, have you been to NYU today? Like the Korean kids coming in now, dude. They're not like that, dude.
Their
parents are not beating them.
Their
they're
heights
not
of-
getting beat.
No.
This is the issue.
They're not.
This is the fucking issue.
No, because it's like their hides are clear of any calluses. Their souls are.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's why
there
they're
is it.
confident, and that's why they're on TikTok.
And that's why they're so tall.
And they think they're interesting,
Yeah.
but they're not. But it's getting, you know what I'm saying? It's working because
Yeah.
they believe in themselves.
See, that's the part I'm missing. Yeah, I'm like really trying to like
Believe in
foster
myself?
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny because like I'm 34. I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm 34.
We're
so
41.
We're 41.
Yeah, so we in that same era where like our parents are like you know, they're beating us. They're
Yes.
like, we don't believe in you. You ain't shit. You
Yeah.
ain't shit is sort of the vibe.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
And I feel
or
like so
or like
vital.
the second you have confidence, they're like, oh, you think who do you think you fucking
You're
are?
better than
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Yeah. I mean, but that energy, the vengeance, and the need to prove something to somebody
That
is,
drives us.
That's
It
the
does.
fire in my belly, baby. Like.
But you know, I met I will say her name because she's very successful and I like her comedy a lot. I remember when the first time I talked to Karen, she's like
Yeah.
a successful
I love
TV
Karen.
writer,
Yeah.
right? I remember
The
she was
sweetest
like,
energy.
but she's also like 10 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And she told me like, oh, my parents were really supportive and they let me do improv in high
Yeah.
school and they would drive me to shows. And I was like, I'm not saying that's the only difference, but
Yeah.
it's like, but look how different we are now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Look where we're on this goddamn couch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have 10K followers. I don't have 10K followers. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, but like, it's just.
This camera is really nice.
I just remember the way I met Karen is we were both opening for Ronnie Chang before he was like really famous. I remember this was before Ronnie Chang could even sell out Caroline's. He couldn't sell it out.
Wow.
I remember this. And I'd been
Was
doing
this
comedy.
4 years ago?
This is like 2017. I was probably 3 or 4 years in the comedy.
This is before the
the
Asia.
movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just on Daily Show, and me and her were opening for him, and I met Karen, and I've been doing comedy for like 4 years, and she was like, "I'm 6 months in," and I'm like, "This is crazy."
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
We're both arrived at the same place.
Yes.
Me
Yeah.
3.5 years after you, you know. But it does, like, I do think that mental thing, it does feel me, but it feels me. But at the same time, there is a block that I can't sometimes get rid of. I think there's always a subconscious block
What do you mean?
because the whole like you ain't shit thing.
Because you actually believe that?
I think I don't believe it all the time, but I do. I like.
But it's a voice inside your head.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you think that if that voice wasn't there, like Karen Chi, our friend Karen Chi, like if
Which I'm sure, by the way, she does feel.
I'm sure
she
she
feels it.
everybody, of course.
I'll tell her if she doesn't feel it. Karen, I'm willing.
Karen, no, we love you. Karen's the sweetest.
Sweet, no, the best.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm just using her an example of like somebody from not from her generation.
Who's
Yes.
been
One
right.
generation below. It's
Is
a little
that
bit
like-
different. It's a little bit
Yes.
different.
Oh, the energy is so radically different. And the
Yeah.
material is different, and like,
Yeah.
the relationship with the parents is different. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
It's
Actually.
it's completely unrelatable, but
a goddamn delight, though.
yeah. What are some cities that you like absolutely love performing in, and what are some cities that you're like, I wish I'd never fucking go back here?
Oh, I don't. I mean, luckily, I haven't had any like I'll never fucking come up here. I mean, well, actually, that's not true.
You've never had a hell gig like that?
Okay, let's start with like cities I love.
Okay.
Weirdly, like red states are really fun. For
Yes.
comedy.
Right.
They laugh.
They
They have
laugh.
a great. They love Trump.
Maybe,
but they have a-
I guess the vaccinations did something to humor because
They have a
those people
great
are
sense of
laughing.
humor, but you just can't talk about Trump. But,
Yeah.
but like they're down for anything.
Anything else.
And I'm always so thankful for anyone who gives me a chance, right?
Yes.
Especially if they're not from where I'm from or whatever, right? Like if there's another Asian American dude, they're like, yeah, he's gonna give me a chance because I look like him. But if there's like an old white dude from Texas laughing at my shit, I'm like, well,
It feels better.
it's not that it feels better. I'm just very grateful that he gave me a chance, because I so many times I feel when somebody in that demographic will look at me, not even in a comedy sense, and just kind of ignore me or
Feel
I'm
invisible.
I'm not really in their
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not registered in their head, but so I'm always so grateful for that. So anybody who loves comedy in that way would look at a poster of an Asian boy and be like, I'm gonna go see him. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
To me, that says like you have a cool, like you have a good.
You're open.
You're open.
Or they
Unless
probably
they're coming-
saw you, or they saw you on Colbert live
It's possible,
on their
it's
television
possible.
because
Or
they're
Fallon, people are watching. Some people watch.
okay. Yeah, they're opening up the bunny ears and they're like, okay, I'm gonna turn this on my old television.
Texas, I love. Chicago, I love Chicago.
Chicago's the best,
But they
Chicago's
have a
the
drinking
number
problem. It's a drinking
and
problem.
that's why it's the best.
Number one comedy city. I think Chicago, Texas Austin was really fun. I've never done anywhere. I'm going to Fort Worth.
Oh, but that's next to Dallas, so you'll be fine.
Have you been there, Fort Worth?
Only like when I was traveling for work or something. Not
It
for
feels
comedy.
like it's like the sister city to Dallas, right?
It's like next to each other. It's kind of like a twin city.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dallas Fort Worth area.
No,
Airport,
DFW.
airport.
Yeah.
DFW, yeah.
I'm opening for I'm featuring for Preacher Lawson.
Oh, great.
Texas Christian University.
Ooh.
So I'm a little like, what am I doing here? Like, what am I?
I think that's one of the cooler ones.
Oh, really?
I
Even with the
think so.
Christian?
Well, this is okay. I did a Christian college in Nebraska,
Oh,
and they hated me.
No.
So much so, after I left, they started doing a group prayer because I was talking too much about like porn or something.
No.
they had
But
to
I-
cleanse the air. They
Yeah,
saved
but
your
I
ass.
panicked because I think like obviously if I'm like as I get I started doing college gigs when I was 27. I did not have an hour. I had
Yeah.
I had 20 minutes.
Sure.
But I
Sure.
started doing it. And in
Wait,
a
how many
weird-
years were you in at that point?
I was like I started maybe 2018, so probably like 4 years in.
Yeah, no one has an hour
I,
then. Yeah.
I mean, I could do an hour, but it wasn't good.
No.
20 minutes of material that I liked.
Sure.
And in a weird way, college shows were easier back then because I was closer in age. 'Cause I
Yes,
was 27.
of course. Yeah, yeah.
And every year I have a bunch of new stuff. My college agent's always like, "Do you have new stuff we can post?" And I'm
Irene
like,
was just saying
but
this,
I was like,
a
"Oh, but
really way
I
yeah.
wrote it about buying a house, or like this is about like
Yeah.
just something that like a 19-year would not give a fuck about.
Right. Of
course.
They don't want to use it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I have all these new jokes, but it's like but I'm not gonna
But what
write
if-
for a
yeah.
19-year audience. I'm not gonna do that. you
Your
know?
porn stuff would kill.
So most times, like if I'm, if I feel like I can't do stuff that I've written recently, I just kind of do. You guys dating? You guys having sex? Like college shit, dude.
Yeah.
If you're a 19-year boy, if I say penis, you laugh. That's kind of
Yeah.
how it is. But this Christian school was like,
Gas.
I mean,
what the fuck did they think? They're coming to a
I said
comedy
like,
show.
I was like, have you guys gone on dates? No one's gone on dates.
Shut up.
I'm like,
Right.
dude, I'm like, okay, so I can't do relationship stuff.
Yeah.
And I say porn, you freak out. What did you want me to talk about?
Yeah. What else is there?
You want
Jerking off? Do you jerk off?
I'm just like, and I'm
They're
just
all
like,
jerking
and they were
off.
like, you can't do stuff like that. And I'm like, I mean, I
Who said
understand
that? Who said that?
No, that's
that
their
the teacher
responsibility.
was so mad. But I'm like,
Oh my
did
God.
you
That's
not?
on them. It's on them.
I'm like, it's on you because
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm the best fit for this show, but you
booked me. Yeah.
My shit is on my Instagram.
Yes.
It's your responsibility to know your students and book the right act. There are plenty of Asian comedians or whatever the fuck you wanted that are clean, can do this, but it's just not me.
Or you could look me up.
Bro, but it was
I'm the
like,
best, Anjali.
and they sent like an email to my agent, and I was like, that's what.
But they booked you.
They booked me, but this one I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing comedy longer, and I don't care about colleges.
Sure.
And I'm just there to collect the paycheck.
Right.
But a similar thing happened to me in 2019 when I was kind of newer, and it really hurt me. It was an Asian show. It was an Asian month.
In May.
Some college in Vermont or Maine, I can't remember. Liberal arts school. They took me out to dinner before. They were really excited. I was like,
Bates? Maine.
I can't remember.
Wait,
Okay.
well, it was an Asian group that invited you out?
Yes, and it was
like
for
an
Asian.
ASU or something?
And so I was like, oh, this is going to be so fun. Like, these
Yeah.
are all like, you know.
Yeah.
I used
Me
to be
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then they, like, it's so funny because they had like, I was looking them up and like Jenny Yang had done that exact show the year before. And they like loved her to go these pictures. And I'm like, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So I go up, I'm like doing whatever. And it's like, I do okay. I don't think, I didn't like bomb. I'll fully own up to a bomb. I did okay. I was like, whatever. And then after, it's like so awkward. And they like escorted me out really fast. And then they like emailed my agents. And then they like wrote an article about how I was
What?
Like, an article about how I'm like sexist, Islamophobic. I don't even have a joke about Muslim people. They stuck me like he's like racist, sexist.
You actually didn't mention Muslim people, and that's why he's Islamophobic.
And then they wrote an article. Fumi Abe went down the line and asked students about their sexual histories. And I'm like,
Meanwhile, you were just doing crowd work?
But I'm like, that's when I realized, I'm like, oh, you don't know stand-up. You don't know what it is. And
Oh
so
my.
I was so scared of getting canceled, but now I don't really care because if that happens, I'm like, oh, you don't know what this is.
No.
Yeah.
And
You're
look,
also 18.
Who the fuck is reading
Yeah.
a college newspaper?
But it made me sad because they were Asian.
Yeah.
And it made me mad. I was like,
yeah,
you need to
because
be more
like
fucking-
you're the problem.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Sexual history.
That's why, like, and it's okay. It's okay that I didn't like me because
Yeah.
I think
You're a bad
people
Asian.
Asian people should be able to choose whatever comedian they like. They could go see a Tien, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm for Asians who do anal. You understand? Like,
That's what the A is for.
A.
Yeah.
But that's my energy. So if you thought what I just said was funny or you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
I think you'll enjoy my comedy. But if you're literally taking what I'm saying literally, or if you don't get what I'm saying,
No.
then don't come see me. And that's
These
okay.
are Asian. These are missionary Asians. You know what I mean?
Like both like Christian and a sexual position.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
They're going into the jungles
Yes.
and then making eye contact while fucking.
No.
I mean that's like, but they were a very liberal art. So they were like really woke.
I think it was
That
very
was
sim-
more-
It was
that
very
seems
similar
to
to like the
vibe.
Nimesh Patel thing. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes,
It was very
yes.
similar to that.
Do you have a favorite sexual position?
Oh, I have
What? He
Pivot-
talks about sex
no, but
on
the pivot
his.
from we were okay talking about gigs, but okay, let's go.
Okay.
He's talking about sex in his.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
his
it.
clips.
Anal? Is it?
I have two answers for this, but my
Not a joke answer, a real answer.
a real answer. I have
Yeah.
two real answers for this, but my hippie answer is that,
Oh god.
you know, I've been doing like an open relationship thing for the last 3 years or so,
Okay.
Oh.
and I didn't fuck at all in my 20s, and so I'm like exploring other people's bodies for like a variety. for the
Okay,
first
yes,
time.
yeah.
And what I'm learning is like, it really just depends on the person's body and how it fits mine. You know,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with certain people, this feels
Yes.
good, and whatever. So it really just depends.
It's really
But-
like simple mechanics.
Jigsaw
Yeah,
puzzle.
like it's
Yeah.
planes, it's
Yeah.
angles.
That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
there's usually a type for.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
like the
But-
body.
I
yeah.
mean, doggy is hot, but it feels too good for me, and I cannot last, so I don't do it.
Why does it feel too
What a-
good? Because you
it's-
don't make
it's
eye
just the-
contact.
I think it's just the way it hits my penis. It's too good, so I have to save
Oh.
it towards the end.
Oh.
But if I do it where she's facing me,
Uh-huh.
I think it feels good for them, but it doesn't feel that good for me, so I can go a little longer.
Oh,
so, like,
I
strategic wise, I
see.
have to like
Split the diff.
kind of like it's doggy's like the chorus of a song. You know what I'm saying? Like so you got the verse and then you get the chorus
And then you got to bring it back
you
to
gotta
the
bring
verse.
it back to remember the verse.
So,
Remember
like-
What's the bridge? Wheelbarrow?
what if
just like walking.
what if the bridge is so intense? I'm just like my foot is on her fucking face.
Yeah, on her
You know
on
that
her
one?
neck. Like
Yeah, you know that
Oh,
one?
I love.
Foot on neck.
I love to put foot on neck and love to be neck. Yes, yes.
When I saw you, I was like, she likes to get fucked that way.
Yeah.
I saw you and I was like, oh, you like it when the guy does that.
Yes.
I do a spat upon. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what's the extra move is after you have the foot on your neck, if he spreads his toes and then that's the ultimate. I'm squirting. My ass is liquid.
No, but also Peter has very dexterous toes.
Oh yeah, I won't show it on the thing. It's crazy.
That's,
yeah, I know.
That's so cute.
Your toes are
because
so
it's like
dexterous,
I'm gonna suffocate you, but also love you. Okay, so I didn't know you were doing an open. I'm also in an open relationships.
Yes.
Since the beginning.
Yes,
so how
very
do you?
common for the gays.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
we learn from you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Appropriation.
Yeah. Do you mind sharing at all what your like boundaries are, or like how do you set it up with your partner?
So like the rules are like no bringing anyone back to our own place.
That's our rule too.
Yes.
Because our home is sacred.
This is a force.
Yes.
But that's out of respect, and I don't want to either.
Yeah.
No friends. You know, the people we know.
Yes, that's also one of ours.
Yeah, and then we just sort of tell each other.
Yeah.
If we do it, we tell each other, and then we can ask each other whatever question.
Yeah.
And then, just like any open relationship, you know, we can close it at any time and open it back up anytime. You know.
Yeah.
If she's feeling insecure or not really wanting me to go do that, then she tells me, and I have to respect that, and like, that's fine.
We check in every year to be
the
like
check-in is so important.
It's so important.
Do you do
it's
it
communication.
Is it an annual or is it like?
Well, I tell her every time.
Okay.
But like
that's an opportunity for the
check-in. The check-in is like a once a year.
Okay.
Once a year. Yeah.
Obviously, if something like, for example, if she got pregnant or something, I'm sure we would have that talk.
Right.
To be like, why don't we want you doing that
Yes.
if I'm pregnant? I'm like, I totally understand.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you ever play together?
We do not.
Okay. Do you think that's something that you won't be into?
I don't want to.
Interesting.
What about you guys?
We never do it either.
Yeah.
But I want to broach. Because I liked it separate because, you know, everybody has open relationships for different reasons.
Sure.
But I like that I had my own thing that didn't have to do with him.
Yes.
That it's like my own experience that I get to whatever, you know, fantasy or whatever. But now that we've been together for almost 10 years now, so like we're like, maybe it is time to, and that would mean desecrating the home. You know, like I would have to.
But you would do it together consensually. Like you would invite the third person.
Yeah.
Into the home?
So
in the home. Or hotel.
I was thinking sex party. There's like another like, event.
It doesn't have to be the home.
But I think the home is okay
club.
because like you and your partner are saying, let's invite a third.
We're together.
So then it's not. There's no secrecy. It's not dirty.
It's not dirty. We're not leaving the other one out.
I could see how it could be hot because you could like gang up on him.
No,
and stuff.
this is
exactly.
And I love this so much because I think relationships are all about evolving. You have to evolve.
You have to.
In whatever way. And you even thinking that, it could be hot. That's a sign that like things are going well.
Yeah.
No, things are going great.
Yeah, we had our 7-year itch. We had our 7-year itch where it was like, God, every time he breathed, I was like, I'm gonna.
Oh, I had that too.
Right?
Yeah. The voice.
The voice. You're not talking specifically the voice.
The voice. I was like,
Was it like even when they ask you how was your day, you're like,
yes. Or the way they say your name.
Yeah. Oh my
everything.
God.
Yeah.
When he goes, babe, I'm like,
Anji? Anji? Hey, Anji?
yeah.
Anji?
As it goes up. And and we have white partners too. So there's like, you have an Asian partner, right?
No, my partner's white too.
Your partner's white too?
No, it's problematic. Let's get canceled.
Oh, we all have white partners.
No, but it's common for people
It's
in
common for
comedy
us.
because we're
lot.
around white people.
Well, it's because Asian people kind of want their partner to be successful.
And I gotta say,
like, you know what I mean? Like, from like they want like a stable. Like, there's a version of it where like, sure, Asian men have never fucked with me in any sort of way.
that's not true.
No, I mean genuinely, like I've never really a couple of Filipinos,
right?
a couple of Filipinos, but like
You're talking about Koreans don't fuck with
yes,
you. Yeah, because they don't like your spirit.
no. They want to break
They're
it.
scared. They're scared.
I want to break it.
But like truly, but like if the thing is, even if a Korean guy did want to fuck with me, they could get the similar spirit, but she's also a lawyer.
Get this. I see what you're saying.
They can get a similar genre and brand of girl, but she's a policy
Successful.
analyst. She's successful.
Sure.
And he can take her to the family gathering and say, like, what does she do? She works at McKinsey.
Yeah.
But she's still sassy. Well, you know, she's an American.
God, you know, there's 3 Asians on a podcast when there's a McKinsey reference.
There you go. Only 52 minutes in, baby. Yeah.
I was about to bring up KPMG next.
Hello? Don't make me talk about Capgemini now. Don't make me go to Capgemini. Ew, we're so gross.
I know. We started with spreadsheets and to end with McKinsey.
And with consulting.
God, I'm
anyway,
sorry.
we're all triggered. We're all traumatized.
No, you might be right about that because you know, part of the thing that's cool about the open is like I have been hooking up with Asian women for like the first time, and it's like
Really?
it's great, it's awesome.
Awesome.
And
They're all young.
not always. One has been like a little same age.
Okay.
Yeah, or similar age at least. No, but it's cool. I it's one of the reasons why I wanted to open up because I just like I was like, what? I'm never gonna fucking fuck somebody who's
Asian
from my continent. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy.
No.
That's crazy, right?
Wait, you were just recently in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Wait, how long were you there?
Whoa.
10 days.
Okay.
Just
were you
vacation.
visiting? Oh, it's vacation.
Seeing family, did some
Sure.
hot springs,
Okay.
sightseeing, you know, eating good food. It was pretty chill.
Did you meet some Japanese?
Oh, I mean, we don't open. We're like together on vacation like that.
Oh, you were together.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Otherwise,
Sorry.
I would have tried.
Oh, I did not realize that. Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Is your
Interesting.
Japanese very good?
It's like middle school level. It's like if you would never know if you were just hanging out.
Yeah.
But if you asked me to fill out a document, I'd be like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like yours divided by 2. I'm like first grade level, and I couldn't. No one would even give me a form.
Somebody asked me to write my name, and it was my handwriting is so bad.
Yeah.
They were like, "Is this English?"
To look at kanji and be like
I was like,
English.
as I was writing it, I was like laughing. I was like, "Oh my god, I haven't done this in so long."
Right.
And it's you know it's very
Even
like,
writing is
you know,
like.
I mean,
yeah.
it's like the characters are like the Chinese characters, so it's like it's art, right? And
Yeah.
it's like if
Yeah.
you haven't drawn and like yours, it looks like ass.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fucking embarrassing.
Did you have you ever tried to do comedy in Japanese?
Not in Japanese, but I have done it in Tokyo. There's a place called
In
Tokyo,
English?
Yeah, Tokyo Comedy Club.
Did you do it this past
Oh.
time?
I did not do it because I didn't have time this trip, but I'm gonna do it next time I go.
How was that received?
It was
I'm
cool.
really
It's
interested in go to
mainly-
Korea.
Oh,
Expats.
I think Korea actually has a bigger scene.
Yes. It's
China
a
has
huge
the
scene.
biggest. I heard.
China is booming.
Yeah.
But they do stand up in Chinese there. It's
Yes,
like a
they
thing.
do.
Which
I've
is-
seen-
But they do it in an American cadence.
But
It
They
is.
don't-
The rhythm is-
like
Yes.
about that, and I said,
And so I
Oh.
yeah,
and it's like I've been seeing it on my TikTok because
they're doing American comedy, but in the
Chinese.
Chinese language.
Oh.
and
It's
it's also
so
80s.
odd.
So when I look at the translation, a lot of the content. So there's this documentary. Just to, like this, the scene is very new. So that means that the premises and like the comics are also very young, right?
Yeah.
So the scene is 4 years. How much can any comic currently working have been
Sure.
doing it?
Right.
So think about the hour or set you were doing it 4 years in.
Yeah.
They're doing that, except also 20 years behind in terms of premises, having drawn on
Yeah.
like because for us when we started our first 10, we're also drawing on the 30 years of comedy having come before us.
Sure.
We know
sure.
the tried and true like
What's hack?
what's
What's
hack,
not?
the premises.
Yeah,
There's
they
no
don't-
such
they don't
thing
know
as
what's
hack
hack.
yet.
Yeah.
They have no idea. So they're like, isn't it crazy that melees drive like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
It's being racist.
Yeah, like in Macau, like you know what I mean. Like in Macau, the Filipinos are correct. You know, like it's stuff like that. Like but it's still in the cadence and the rhythm, and it's crazy. And there's stuff very specific to the dating culture, but again, in the same cadence. And
Like
in the
men be like, women
Yes.
be like.
Yeah.
yeah, and you know you can't be a leftover lady. Like stuff like this that's
Oh,
very
wow.
specific. It's crazy, but there are a lot of clubs, and so it's interesting. But they're not expats. Like there's
it's
a couple
Chinese
of
people.
Right.
and there are a couple of
Yeah.
expat bars in Beijing. There's a couple in like Itaewon, and I think there's only Korean clubs. They're all in that area.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
a huge Korean
Expat,
stand-up
yeah.
scene happening.
Okay. Because in
Yeah.
Japan, when I did it, was mainly Australian and British expats. So they were English speakers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They were all white.
White or like they might be Chinese, but they like grew up in the UK, right? So they're
yeah,
like
yeah.
they're also English speakers.
So
Yeah.
when you go back, do you
I would
feel?
love to watch that show. They might be Chinese.
Stay tuned. When you go back to Japan, do you feel like you're home, or does it feel like you're a foreigner?
I think this is the first time I went back where it didn't really feel like home. Usually it does, but I've been away for so long. I hadn't been back since like 2019. I don't know. I think as I get older, I think my grace period of like when I could have gone back is gone now, so it feels too far away.
Yeah, you're too American.
Yeah, I mean, but even like I was obviously very American when I was in college too, but I don't know. I just think there's like when you're younger, everything is a possibility, and like I had always like fantasized about like, oh, like what if I grew up here? Like what kind of girls would I be dating? Like what kind of friends would I have? Like what would I do for fun? What job would I have? And like I just even having that fantasy made it feel like, oh, I still belong here.
Yeah.
Like, but now like I have no fantasy of really starting a life there. Like I want to do like an Aziz Ansari thing where I go there for like 3 months and like write a show or something. I think that'd be cool. Just for inspo, you know, take a cooking class.
Wait,
squeeze out an indie.
Where are you from though? Where did you grow up?
In Japan. I'm from Japan.
But you grew up in Japan?
Until I was 8, and then I grew up in Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where in Ohio?
Columbus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. What brought your parents there? Engineering?
Dude, this is so weird. Yeah. So there's actually a lot of Japanese people in Ohio because there's a Honda factory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so
wow.
But they're not Japanese Americans. They're expats. They're Japanese expats.
That's what I mean. Yes.
And they
it's
move.
very different.
And are you from Chicago?
Yeah. That's
okay,
why
so
it's
Arlington
similar.
Heights.
Yes.
Arlington Heights. Yes, the same shit. So they're all car companies.
This is what I was talking about with Dylan. There's like a Shimatake's. There's a very different like immigration, different community.
They actually don't even really fuck with Japanese Americans.
Right.
No. They think they're better. You know?
Right, I bet.
Yeah, and they only speak Japanese, and they move within 3 or 4 years. And so that's the community that I grew up in. And so, like,
wow, interesting.
My friends kept moving back, and then my family just kept staying for whatever reason.
Yeah. So almost like you had like an early identity of like Japanese national, like living in
Yeah,
America.
I felt like pretty Japanese, at least when I was like still part of that community.
Yeah.
I actually quit Japanese school when I was like in 6th grade or 7th grade because like, you know, that's when like American school gets kind of busy, and I'm like, I'm not fucking doing.
And that's
homework.
after school shit. Like you don't want to do like.
I go on Saturdays.
Oh my god!
Right, so then I couldn't go.
And
because,
that's what is this? The bandana? You hung it up. You're like.
The bandana.
You're like writing. You're writing in your little like kanji.
You're like, no, I can't do this anymore.
Hanging up a jersey, like
I love that in your mind. Every Japanese person has a fucking
because they're sweating so much from studying. Like,
get the red dot.
Like, is that the like sushi man thing? The bandana?
Yeah.
And you're like,
LOL.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
you're like, I've had enough.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
that's interesting that like it took. How many years now? Has it been since you were 8? So it took a while for you. Do you start to dream in Korean in a Japanese?
Not anymore, but I used to.
Yeah.
I mean, up until like high school, but I don't really.
It would take me like 2 weeks there, and then I would start dreaming in it.
You know what's a dream
Yes.
of mine? That just tying it back to like fucking your own nationality. Like, I've never fucked a Korean guy.
You gotta.
And my dream is to talk dirty in Korean.
Yes, honey. Yes.
Have you ever?
In Korean?
Like, yeah, they love it. Those girls love it.
It's a hate crime.
See? Dylan apologized.
Hate crime to be doing doggy and then
Dylan
hate
made an
crime.
official state apology.
An official state?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
No, but like that's something that I like a cultural experience that I'm able to have because I'm fluent in Korean.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of gay Koreans around, but like I've never had the experience of having that like sexual connection with a Korean man. So hot that I'm able to like talk dirty
you
to
need to
him.
fuck a Korean guy from Korea. Is there a gay neighborhood?
In
Yes,
Korea?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You gotta
Homo
go there.
Hill.
Is it Homo Hill?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So in Japan,
It's also very hilly in Korea.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
in Japan, it's in Shinjuku. It's called
Yes.
2nd Avenue Shinjuku. That's what the gay neighborhood is.
Oh.
But I heard in Korea because it's like still a Christian.
Yes.
Vibe. It's not like
No, it's
safe
not.
or not. Still kind of like hush hush.
Yes.
It is hush
So in
hush.
Japan, like it's pretty out, and like there's a lot of comedy show. Like I don't know, it's like it's part of the zeitgeist.
Okay.
It's like people know,
accepted.
No one's like getting beat there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Korea is like people are still getting outed and stuff.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
And like you get fired from workplaces.
Yeah.
And, like,
But what I'm saying is like I do okay. So like I had a joke about like a crowd work clip recently where I was like I like to ask people to dirty talk in their own language so that I can get into my joke about dirty talk in Japanese, and then a lot of Americans, who their parents are from somewhere else, they always say, "Oh, I don't want to do it in Chinese because that's what that's
Talk to my
parents." And I'm like, it's not as hot, and I'm like, I actually think that's internalized hate, bro. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, just what you think white people don't talk to their parents in English? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? And there's like a billion Chinese people. Of course, it's a hot language.
Yeah.
It's fucking turning on somebody, right? So I'm like, but you just that's on you.
Yeah,
there's a hot way to do it. You just
that's
don't know.
colonized mind.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
it's like be free.
I think I only know how to say like I didn't do my homework.
Well, you gotta practice.
In Korean, you gotta learn some Korean first.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like,
But you
I
gotta
don't want
study.
that. I don't want that to.
Well, it starts with that aegyo thing. Like Koreans do this thing. Like
I hate
you
that
know,
aegyo.
right?
Like, I can't.
I know, but
do
you
that.
don't. But like you could do the other side of that, where it's like femme fatale. It's like, you know, like you could. I don't know what you would want to do, but like
I kind of like. I would like.
I want to
do it,
step
like,
on a neck. I want to step on a neck. Yeah.
100% that's a thing. 100% that's a thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think like don't put the Koreans in a box. If you go over there, I'm sure there's people like you fucking stepping on dudes' balls and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I do. Like they're doing it. It's just that it's not accessible. They're porn. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you don't. Know,
We can't find it. I can't find the porn.
But it can't be that hard to find. Like you can get it. You can get
Let me
it
tell you, it's really hard to find Korean gay porn that's
Yes.
not masked. You know what I mean?
Masked?
Yeah.
Because it's illegal.
Gay
Yes.
porn is illegal.
All porn is illegal, but gay porn specifically.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah,
Repressed.
So they have to wear masks, but there's no pixelation. That's
Interesting.
That's more Japanese.
That's
I
more
feel.
Japanese. they do that because it's illegal. So the pixelation
they're
is
going
like,
around
their
it.
pixelation is like, oh, we don't know if they're fucking. Is that, I'm not joking. That's what it is. It's a stupid ass loophole. I'm not joking.
You can't get us. You can't get us. We don't know.
They could be playing Nintendo Wii. We
And
don't know
maybe
what they're
it's
doing.
actually that kind of nasty that you're assuming they're fucking.
Yeah, that's on you.
on
You're
you.
projecting.
Yeah.
that could be his rice ball. Like
They're making mochi.
LOL.
Clip all this.
Making
This is gold.
mochi. Making
Please
mochi.
clip all this. It's
Yes.
fucking gold.
Oh, speaking of, unfortunately, we are out of time, Fumi.
Oh,
we
this
gotta
was
go.
so
This
fun.
so
You got to
fun.
go to
Yes.
Huntington Beach.
I have to go to Huntington Beach.
Okay,
Oh
this
my
coming
gosh.
around January-ish. Is there any like big shows you want our
Yes, well,
audience
if it's
to come?
before January 10th, then come see me in Irvine Improv.
Oh,
January
yes,
10th.
that's right.
Drive to Irvine.
If it's after Dallas, Texas, I'll be there March 22.
Huge Dallas show,
23rd.
okay.
And then just follow me on socials at the Fumi Abe. I post a bunch of stand-ups on there. And then check out my podcast, Cash Cuties.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yes,
Cash
Cash
Cuties.
Cuties.
What's your co-host name?
Steffi Bake.
Steffi Bake. That's
Okay.
right.
Yep, yep.
Wonderful podcast. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me. This is
Bye.
crazy. So chaotic.
Thank you.